This is why you're not happy, and how to change it. Are you feeling down and unfulfilled? Are you unhappy with who you are and where you are in life? If so, know that you are not alone. In this blog post, we'll look at how to start exploring your emotions and make lasting changes in your life. 1. Understanding the reality of unhappiness. It can be hard to accept that you're feeling unhappy, and it's normal to want to push away or ignore these feelings. But it's important to acknowledge that unhappiness is a part of life, and that it can be a valuable source of insight and guidance. By understanding the reality of your unhappiness and its causes, you can start to make changes in your life that will help you find more happiness and contentment. 2. Identifying the causes of unhappiness. Identifying the causes of unhappiness is a necessary part of understanding why we feel this way. It can be helpful to look at our own lives and behaviors to see what might be contributing to our feelings. Some common causes include comparing ourselves to others, having unrealistic expectations, not having meaningful connections or relationships, and not taking care of ourselves. Our unhappiness is often caused by a combination of factors, so it is important to take time to reflect on our own lives and behaviors and try to identify what might be causing us distress. 3. Listening to your inner GPS. Once you have identified the causes of your unhappiness and accepted the reality of your feelings, it's time to listen to your inner GPS. This is the light that guides us to take action in our destiny's path. It is the voice that will lead us to the things that make us happy and fulfilled. Listening to your inner GPS requires you to be honest with yourself and trust your own instincts. Only then can you truly understand what makes you happy and follow it. 4. Avoiding self-doubt. Avoiding self-doubt is essential to finding happiness within. It can be difficult to silence the inner critic that often arises when we begin to question our abilities and worth. To help combat this, remember your past achievements, don't compare yourself to others, and write yourself a handwritten letter of compliments. It can also help to ask yourself why you're doubting yourself, and how you can work through feeling inadequate. Lastly, understand that a little self-doubt is not only normal but healthy, and practice self-care activities to help boost your confidence. 5. Letting yourself feel your emotions. It's natural to feel all kinds of emotions, and while recognizing and acknowledging them can be difficult, it's important to allow yourself to feel your emotions. This doesn't mean that you should act on them, but rather that you should be aware of what you're feeling and why. It's important to recognize the value in all emotions, including the bad ones like loneliness, fear, anger, and despair. These emotions can often lead to positive outcomes if we allow ourselves to experience them without letting them consume us or control our behavior. By taking the time to explore these feelings, we can gain insight into our emotional triggers and take steps toward greater self-understanding and contentment. 6. Understanding that happiness is not pleasure. While it is true that pleasure and contentment can bring a sense of happiness, it is important to recognize that true happiness is not just fleeting moments of pleasure. Rather, it requires a deeper emotional and psychological understanding of oneself, one's goals, and one's life purpose. It requires taking an honest look at ourselves and our lives and making the effort to live in alignment with our core values, what brings us meaning, and what stirs our passions. True happiness is an ongoing process of self-discovery, self-reflection, and self-improvement. 7. Exploring the reasons for your unhappiness. When it comes to exploring the reasons for your unhappiness, it can be helpful to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What are the underlying causes that may be contributing to your unhappiness? It could be a situation or relationship that is causing stress, or perhaps a lack of fulfillment in your current job or lifestyle. It's important to take the time to reflect on what might be causing your unhappiness so that you can work towards finding solutions. Additionally, Talking to a trusted friend or professional can also help you gain clarity and uncover the root causes of your unhappiness. 8. Practicing self-care. Once you have identified the cause of your unhappiness, it's important to practice self-care. Self-care is the practice of taking care of yourself so that you can stay physically, mentally, and emotionally well. This involves taking time for yourself, engaging in activities that bring joy, and nurturing yourself with kindness and respect. It could mean taking time for a hot bath, reading a book, or even just going for a walk. Self-care is particularly important during times of stress and anxiety as it helps to reduce your stress levels and improve your overall well-being. Engaging in self-care activities can also help to give you a sense of purpose as well as helping to boost your confidence. Taking the time to practice self-care can ultimately lead to improved mental well-being, increased resilience, and a greater sense of fulfillment. 9. Engaging in physical activity. It is important to remember that physical activity is an important part of achieving overall mental health and happiness. Regular exercise can help to improve mood, reduce anxiety, and has been linked to improved life satisfaction and self-assessed health status. While exercise may not be a total cure-all for unhappiness, it can be a great way to reduce stress and make you feel better. Here are some tips to help you get started with physical activity. Make sure to set realistic goals, start small and gradually increase the intensity of your exercise. Find activities that you enjoy doing. And take breaks when needed. Remember, engaging in physical activity is an important part of feeling more content with yourself and your life. 10. Believing that you deserve happiness. Believing that you deserve happiness is essential to living a fulfilling life. It starts with taking the time to forgive yourself for any past experiences or mistakes that may have contributed to your current feelings of unhappiness. It is also important to understand that happiness is a life goal and not an emotion that can be found in pleasure. To believe you deserve happiness, it is important to engage in self-care activities, practice physical activity, and listen to your inner GPS. Lastly, it is important to remember that you are worthy of happiness and allow yourself to feel your emotions without self-doubt. Stay positive and believe in yourself.